But if we bulk buy the conditioner, it'll be a saving, surely.
Except when they say bulk, love, they mean bulk. Lorry loads. Where would you store it, True? Oh, look, there's them rollers I was telling you about.
Right. How many shall I get?
Say 4 dozen.
That many?
Look, supposing you get someone wanting an afro perm, you know how many they take.
You're the expert.
Oh, and you'll need clips while you're at it. Say 3 dozen.
Plus 3 dozen clips.
I hope we're going to get some of this bread back. It's going to come to a fair old sum, innit, once it's finished.
We'll get it back.
Well, can't you borrow some of this gear from your salon for now, Shirley? For all we know, Karen, when I get anyone, we'll be stuck with a load of curlers and a load of bad debts.
I've already got her fixed up with at least half a dozen clients, Ian.
Yeah, and it's bad enough Shirley filtering the customers, let alone starting to nick their gear.
Did I say nick? I said borrow. Then if you fall flat on your faces, you can return it and no one will be in the wiser or out of pocket.
Except we're not going to fall flat on our faces. Right, Shel?
You'll get it back, Ian, really. Within a month, probably. Sooner if we're lucky. And I'm standing half of it, remember?
Yeah, and instead of sitting there being negative, please could you do something useful? Like go down the shops, we've got no food in the house. OK, tints. Hey, these Lady Anne ones look pretty good value. Suppose I order a sachet of each for starters to see how we go.
Right, there you go. How's that then?
Anything special you fancy in the way of food?
Shirley, it's fantastic! Thank you. Oh, look, do you like it?
Yes, very nice. Anything special you fancy in the way of food?
Oh, whatever you like, whatever you can get. You know, if this little lot works out, we're going to have to register for VAT. I mean, look at that. 30 pence VAT on just a cream Nancy's. I don't know, let's have a tot up, shall we?
Oh, bloody hell, I'm sorry.
Oh, so sorry, are you all right?
Yeah, just about. Are you?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Moving in, are you?
Yes. Oh, I've just seen a Mrs. Beale, is it? To collect a key from her.
Yeah, it's first door on the left and that's the British one.
Yes?
Mrs. Beale?
Yes?
Mary Owen. Oh, did Mrs. Singer not tell you about me?
Should she have?
Well, yes, I'm taking on the attic room. She showed it me last week, and she said to collect a key from you.
Watkins. That was the name I was given. And Miss Elizabeth Watkins, she didn't say anything about a Mary,
Owen. Mary Owen. No, Miss Watkins won't be moving in after all. I rang Mrs. Singer, told her all about it. I'll be finding someone else to share the room with me. Well, so if I could have the key then, please.
We'll have to find them, won't I? That's the front door. That's your room, right?
Thanks very much.
And if you lose them, don't come running to me for spares. You've only got the one set for emergencies. I shouldn't even let you have those, be right?
At least she's quiet now.
Leave her to it then.
Mind you, I'd rather she slept tonight than now. What with Ian being on nights, it's bad enough him being knackered all day without me starting. I'll give her 10 more minutes, see if she goes off.
That's what's up with him, is it? Who? Ian. Missing his sleep. I've got eyes, love, and ears.
What's up with Ian? Is Ian? No. It's this hairdressing thing. He was fine while he thought we weren't serious, while he thought it was just another of me ideas. But now he sees we mean business, he's giving it the cold shoulder.
Well, have you talked to him about it?
And say what? Look, I'm going through with this show. Ian and no Ian.
Well, maybe that's the problem. Look, you obviously don't want his help. And what's more to the point, you obviously don't need it. And he knows it.
He's not prepared to give it. That's the point.
How do you know?
Well, you saw him. The way he acted. He's hardly brimming over with enthusiasm, is he?
Have you asked him to help you?
I don't want him to help me. And I know that sounds... But I don't. I want to do it on my own. I've got to do it on my own. You know, sometimes Ian treats me like I'm a great big kid, like I'm Alison over there.
Rubbish.
Yeah, of course it's rubbish. But how do I prove to him that I'm not a kid, or myself for that matter? Only by doing something about it. Only by succeeding on something on my own for once.
Well, supposing we don't succeed.
Hey, what is all this? Cold feet time.
I just don't want you to get too disappointed, that's all.
I won't get disappointed, because we are going to succeed, got it?
If you say so.
I do. Look, it's a great idea, Shirley, starting this hairdressing business. It really is, but an idea is only an idea, isn't it? If it's going to develop into anything more, then it's going to need a lot of graft and a lot of confidence, especially the confidence. Now, it's bad enough Ian doubting us, without you starting.
I've got confidence, love. You'd be surprised.
You better have.
And not just in the idea, in you. You're just bloody minded enough to pull it off.
You better believe it. Come on.
Dear.
Need any help?
Oh, could you?
Yes. Here.
All right.
Yeah, got it.
Weighs a ton, I'm afraid.
Nonsense. Where to?
Top floor.
Oh, we'll be neighbours then. I'm just across the landing. Jim Wilson.
Oh, Mary Owen.
Mary Owen, is it? Shemai.
Shemai.
Nurse in the house. Can't be bad. Look, leave those. I'll pop down with them later.
Oh, no, there's so many of them.
No, not at all. Might be able to help me one day. Never know when I might come knocking at your door for a sticking plaster.
It's very kind of you.
Not at all. Where are you from?
Oh, Name Trudiga.
Oh, I know Trudiga.
Oh, I can't find the keys. Oh, here now. Right. There we are. Anyways, just fine.
There you go. I'll just go and get the others, eh?
Oh, there's no hurry if you'd rather...
No time to have a present. I'll get it over with.
Come on, open. Come on, Alison, open your mouth. There's a good girl. Don't you want any more?
So what was the grand total then?
Eh?
For all your hairdressing gear?
Oh, it's difficult to say offhand.
Well, how much?
About £35, give or take.
Oh, is that all?
Split 50-50 with Shirley, remember?
How could I forget?
Ian.
Well, you've come to nothing and no one else for the last week, haven't you?
Look, don't you want us to have a bit more money? Get Alison the things she needs, help us get out of this dump?
Look, a dump it may be, Carol, but it also happens to be our home. Now, what am I supposed to do when these customers of yours start rolling in and I'm knackered from a night in a bakery? Go and sleep in a bath or something?
Is that all that's bothering you? Look, you'll be able to sleep in the mornings like you do now. I've already told Joey to start with, we only take clients in the afternoons and evenings, so we don't disturb you.
Well, you can't help disturb me, can you, if you can have all these customers clapping up the place every afternoon?
All right, I get the point. You want me to drop it, don't you?
No, I just want you to think about it before you go rushing in, all flags flying.
I have thought about it.
Well, have you also thought about Alison? Or me? Look, I know this means a lot to you, and to start with, I was all for it. I was. But one of us has to face facts, love. Look, there are pitfalls, definite pitfalls.
Such as?
Well, it's Mrs. Singer, our landlady, for one.
What about her?
Well, she's going to find out about it, isn't she, sooner or later? Well, sooner, probably, once you have all these customers in the place all afternoon.
Yeah, but she'd have to prove that it was a business, wouldn't she? That I was actually taking money for it.
Come on, why else would you be doing it?
It's a favour to a friend?
Oh, she wasn't born yesterday, Carol.
Well, anyway, she might not find out.
Well, she will once Mrs. Beale tips her off. You're not going to be able to keep it from her, are you?
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Think she needs changing. There's a good girl.
You don't want to listen, do you?
When there's something worth listening to, sure.
If I did ask you to drop this whole idea, would you?
Are you asking?
Would you?
It would depend on why you're asking, wouldn't it? I mean, if I thought it was just to save your pride, then no, I wouldn't.
Pride?
Yeah. Well, that's what all this is about, isn't it? I mean, when it comes down to it, you'd rather I stayed at home playing with Alison, washing your socks all day, every day, while you went out and earned our daily bread. Well, up to now, you haven't done too well in that direction, have you? So now it's my turn.
Last, but not least.
Oh, thanks very much. I couldn't have managed without you.
That's all right. After all, if you can't take help from a neighbour, who can you take it from, eh? Now, is there anything else?
Oh, no, thank you. Oh, except I meant to get some 5p's for the meter. Don't happen to have any spare, I suppose.
I see.
You lived here long?
Well, a couple of months, more or less.
What do they like, the other tenants?
Oh, not bad, all in all. Mrs. Beale on the ground floor is a bit of a tartar.
Yes, I gathered.
There's two to be going on with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
How long are you planning to stay here?
Oh, for a while anyway. I was in the nurse's home, but I fancied a change. It was so much smaller than I remembered it, though. When Mrs. Singer showed it to us, I'm sure it seemed larger for some reason. Perhaps because there was only the one bed in it.
Us?
Oh, well, I was going to share with this friend of mine, another nurse. Except she suddenly changed her mind. We had everything planned, given our notice at the nurse's home, found this place, then she suddenly changed her mind. Decided to go and live with this boy she'd been seeing.
Oh.
She'd only met him at Easter.
What do you do now? Look for somebody else?
Well, there's this notice board at the hospital. This girl was advertising for a roommate. I thought perhaps I'd give her a ring, see what she's like. She's so terribly small, though, to share with someone you don't know.
You ever shared a room before?
Oh, yes, all my life. But that was in a dormitory, mostly. It's in this children's home where I was brought up, near Tredegar. It's all right there, though, because there are rules, you know. What time the lights go out, whose lockers whose, that kind of thing. It's easier when there are rules. You know where you are, where you stand.
A bit restricting, though, isn't it?
Oh, no, not when you get used to it.
Well, let's hope your new roommate feels the same, eh?
Exactly.
You know where I am if there's anything else?
Oh, thanks very much, and thanks for all the help with
Not
the
at
stuff.
all. Like I said, what are neighbours for? Nina. Oh, this is Mary,
Owen.
Mary Owen. Nina, my wife.
How'd you do? Hello.
Mary's just moved in. I was giving her a hand with her stuff. Yeah, I'll see you later then.
Yes, thanks very much for all the help.
Wish you'd rung and told me you were coming.
This isn't a social call, Jim. I have to talk to you if it isn't a bad moment.
Nothing's happened.
I'd rather not discuss it in the hall, Jim, if you don't mind. I see you're making friends then. In the house.
Oh, hardly. She's just a kid.
I came to show you this. It arrived this morning. It was addressed to both of us, so
Dear God. Helen, I must talk to her. Telephone her. Where's she staying?
I already have. She's all right, Jim. She sounded quite in control, really. She's more resilient than you give her credit for, your daughter.
Mallorca? I didn't even know they were in Mallorca.
It was all very last minute from what she said. The doctor seemed to think it might do Adam good. Sunshine, a change of scene. In the event.
Seems so unfair. To die on holiday amongst strangers.
Does the location really matter?
To Helen it would. Having him go like that?
Sure she didn't do it deliberately.
You know what I mean.
Anyway, she knew it was coming, Jim.
Where is she now?
Flying back. She's arranged things so that he can be buried near home.
Poor Helen.
Poor Adam.
Yes? You want to cancel what? Hair appointment? Oh, I think you've got the wrong... Yes, there is a Carol West here. I see. No, I'll tell her. You just had a phone call
Oh, yeah.
from a Mrs. Whittaker.
Who?
A client, she called herself. She wants to cancel Monday's appointment.
Oh.
A hair appointment, she said it was.
Yeah, well, she's a friend of mine. Or rather, of a friend of mine, and I said I'd do her hair for her. It's a favour, you know.
I see.
Thank you for delivering the message, Mrs. Beale. Sorry if you was disturbed. Ian, she's on to us. Oh, Bill back, she's rumbled us.
Hey?
Client rang to cancel an appointment. She's on to us, I know she is.
Well, so what?
Well, so suppose she starts poking around, tells the singers.
Oh, bloody hell, Carol.
Ian, you've got to stop her. Go and talk to her. She can't stand the sight of me, but if you were
I've got to get some sleep.
Look, she'd listen to you. I know she would.
I've got to get up at flaming 4 in the morning to go to that bakery.
Please, Ian, go and see her. Before she talks to the singers, please.
Say what, for God's sake?
I don't know. Anything. Just talk to her, sweeten her up.
Tomorrow.
Now.
Tomorrow.
Look, you want to help me with this, don't you? OK, so now you've got your chance, haven't you? Or was that just talk?
You'd wear away a stone, you would.
I'll make you some tea.
What the bloody hell I'm supposed to say to her?
One last cup?
I have to go, Jim.
Well, it was good of you to come and tell me rather than telephone.
She asked me to.
Helen did?
When I phoned her. She wanted me to tell you personally. Rather than...
So she knows I'm here? That we're living apart?
She's known for weeks.
How? How does she know? I didn't tell her. Did Chris tell her?
I told her. I wrote and told her last month.
You had no right. She's my daughter, damn it.
She's my stepdaughter, or doesn't that give me any rights at all?
Not to interfere, it doesn't.
I had to tell her, Jim. She kept phoning up. You were never there. I ran out of excuses. I had to tell her.
Does she know why? Or does she?
No, your secret's still safe. Don't worry. Why don't you tell her the truth?
She's been through enough, hasn't she? Without knowing that her father is an alcoholic. Without that.
She always has to be protected, doesn't she? Cushioned. Even when you were in the clinic, she had to think you were getting over a breakdown, didn't she? She couldn't know about the booze, about the endless lies and the gutter at closing time.
Stop it!
But when I wanted help for once, someone to talk to confide in, couldn't be her, could it? Couldn't be the one other person in the world who knew and loved you. Because she had to be protected.
She had problems of her own, for God's sake. A dying husband at her age.
Adam wasn't the reason you didn't tell her, Jim. He was just a handy excuse. Anyway, now he's gone. So you'll finally have to come out of hiding, won't you?
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Your evening paper, Mrs. Beale.
It's not mine.
Oh, well, you haven't got a moment, have you, Arnie? I'd appreciate a quick word.
Hello, nurse's home? Yes, I'd like to speak to Barbara Hunt, please. Hello? Yes. Are you the girl who put the ad on the hospital notice board about sharing a room?
You did what?
I said you'd do her hair for her. Well, you said to persuade her. What else did I have to offer her, eh?
Set her a perm.
A perm?
Oh, God.
Look, she'd rumbled you, right? And if I hadn't gone down there, she'd been on the block to Mrs. Singer before the day was out. Now, look, I'm tired and fed up, and most of all, I'm cheesed off with you going on about this hairdressing like as if it was the be-all and the end-all. Now, I've been down there, and I've done my best, and if you think you can do any better, you can go down there yourself and do it for yourself. Seem to think you can do anything else better than me these days.
There's still one thing you can do better than me.
Yes?
Oh, sorry, I only have no tea. I was wondering if I could borrow some.
Come in.
If you're about to go out...
No, it's all right. There you go. Damn! Oh, I'm sorry. My son-in-law's just died. I've only just heard.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
He'd been ill for a long time. It wasn't as if we were even very close. But I was particularly close to his wife, Helen. She's my daughter by my first marriage. I rather think Adam resented our closeness. Imagine he saw me as an intruder. Look, you could have a cup of tea here if you like. I've just made a pot.
Oh, yes, thank you.
Yeah. Sit down.
Look, if you've had a shock, perhaps you ought to have something stronger. A brandy or something.
I was on my way out for that very purpose when you came in.
Oh, I'm sorry I've disturbed
No,
you.
don't apologise. Drink is the last thing I should have.
Well, the odd one doesn't hurt.
Oh. I always assumed you could leave it at the odd one. I can't. I'm an alcoholic.
Oh, I see.
You don't seem very surprised.
Well, is that why you told me? To surprise me?
Maybe. Maybe it's got something to do with that uniform. And it's always easier to tell a stranger anyway. Damn sight easier than telling someone who's close to you.
There's a Dr. Maynard. He runs the alcoholic unit at the hospital. He says alcoholics always tend to broadcast it. Part of their cry for help thing. You should see him. You should meet him.
I've met all the experts, love. Psychotherapists, AA, you name it.
No, but he's a very remarkable man. Very highly thought of in his field. Perhaps he could help you.
You seem to know a lot about it.
Well, before I came to London, I worked as an auxiliary in Cardiff Infirmary. We had a lot of big drinkers come in there. Most of them didn't want to be helped either.
I don't recall saying I didn't want to be helped.
I don't recall you saying you did.
So you think this doctor, he'll have a miracle cure, eh? A magic wand he can wave that will right all my wrongs?
No, I know he hasn't. The only person who can do that is yourself.
Got an answer for everything, haven't you?
Happens to be the truth.
Why are you so keen to help me? Professional interest, or does it come under the heading of genuine concern for your fellow man?
And are you always so suspicious of people's motives?
If I suspect an ulterior motive, yes, I probably am.
Ulterior motive?
Well, there's nothing like offering the magnanimous helping hand to boost the old ego, is there?
And that's what you think I'm doing?
You tell me.
Well, you helped me, and I thought perhaps I could return the favour. Like you said, what are neighbours for? I'm sorry now that I bothered.